In this PowerPoint, I'm going to talk about the foundations of America, its documents, wars, religion, technology, and civil rights, and how it all fits in American history. The three most important documents are the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights. In the Constitution are checks and balances which prevent any branch from becoming too powerful. It enacted federalism, which divides the power between the federal and state governments. For the Declaration of Independence, it gave us our natural rights, like the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and it gives us the right to revolt. In the Bill of Rights, it gives us the freedom of speech and the right to privacy and due process, which lets everyone get fair treatment under the judicial system. The impact that wars had on American history is very important because it shaped the nation's political, social, and economic landscape while also changing the very identity of the country itself. As a result of the Revolutionary War, the United States finally became an independent nation that promoted democratic ideals and self-governance. The Civil War abolished the practice of slavery and resolved the debate of state versus federal authority, and it solidified the federal government's power. World War I finally let the United States take on the global stage as a global power, and social changes that occurred during that time set the stage for later civil rights movements. World War II let the United States finally achieve global status as a world power. It ended the Great Depression and fueled the economic growth within the country. The Cold War marked the absolute American refusal of communism, and together these wars shaped the United States into a resilient nation with a complex yet inspiring identity on the global stage. Religion played a great role in American history. In the colonial era, settlers came to America seeking religious freedom, and this laid the groundwork for a pluralistic society where many groups with different customs, cultures, and beliefs could settle and be accepted fairly. The Great Awakening in the 18th century started a spark that reached thousands of people and changed hearts and minds in the process, and that would eventually lead to reform movements like abolitionism and women's rights. The Civil Rights Movement even had popular religious figures like Martin Luther King Jr. stepping up and speaking out against the inequality. Even the First Amendment emphasized religious freedom and gave all the right to exercise it freely. And overall, religion has been a driving force in shaping America's culture and beliefs. Technology is by far one of the most influential parts of the country's history. It shaped the economic, military capabilities, and daily life of everybody who lived in there. Revolution started this rapid change from the agrarian economy to industrializing. Then this started mass production, improvements in transportation, urbanization, inventions like the steam engine and assembly line increased the efficiency of production. The way goods were made and distributed were changed. In military contexts, advancements like the radar, nuclear weapons, and drones completely rewrote how fights and wars were fought. And the internet and digital technology revolutionized communication, commerce, and access to information. It has influenced social interactions and affects economic growth as well. Technology has changed how anyone goes about their daily life, and it constantly presents new opportunities with each advancement. The evolution of civil rights in American history shows how the mindset on both equality and freedom has progressively changed. The struggle for equal rights has been around since the very birth of the nation. The abolition movement in the 19th century saw activists fighting to end slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation helped push this ideal into the Civil War. The women's suffrage movement, which led to the 19th Amendment, finally granted women the right to vote. The civil rights movements throughout the 1950s and 60s sought to end racial segregation and discrimination. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 would prohibit discrimination based off of race and ensured voting rights for African Americans. And the impact of all these social movements and improvements have led to a much more accepting and inclusive society. These are all my primary sources. In conclusion, the exploration of wars, religion, technology, and civil rights shows the complicated and numerous amounts of history that this nation has been through. These things show the resilience of the American people and the progress that the country has made since its inception. Going forward, it is important to remember the past and the people that got us where we are currently. Our ideals came from them, and we have a duty to uphold them as well as we can. Thank you for watching.